Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. The regular meeting of the Governing Board of Education is called to order by Dr. Joseph Komorowski at 4:02 p.m. on Tuesday, January 31st, 2023 at the District Office Conference Center. And we'll move on to B, approval of the agenda. Are there any requests for changes to the agenda? I will take a motion in a second to approve the agenda. Do I have a motion in a second?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Gonzalez. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Worsma. So there we go. Motion adopted. Approval of the agenda.
All in favor?
Oh,
You need to,
that's
yeah,
right.
and open for discussion as well.
He's having a technical difficulty, so sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yes, I was going to ask you to pull an item from the agenda before you vote to approve it. So I missed that opportunity.
No, we haven't voted yet, Steve.
Sorry,
We haven't voted yet.
I know. I would respectfully request that you remove item 16 from the consent calendar, Dr. Komorowski.
Okay, so let's vote on this as a board.
Can you
Do
give me
you-
just a second? He said 16 on the consent calendar? What?
Do you mean the consent or the action?
Calendar.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Mr. Schwartz, if I get this, you're calling for the removal of item 16 on the action calendar, retention of temporary and/or specialized legal counsel to advise the board.
Correct. And if you decide not to remove it, then I have a statement about it.
I'm deciding not to remove it.
Okay. Then I will read what I had to say. Thank you, Jose. I can't approve the agenda as long as it includes a totally non-transparent resolution to hire outside legal counsel. I've asked the board president on several occasions to abandon this gamut. The fiasco of the special meeting was caused by including that resolution in the agenda, and the confusing responses that followed legitimate questions. Mrs. Wiersma claimed hiring outside counsel was due to safety concerns related to the student protests. As we all know, those student walkouts were caused by passage of the ban on CRT. I have consulted with members of the administration who were responsible for safety. They reported one issue at TVHS where one student threw food at another while the students were leaving. A debriefing with the high school principals was held after the student walkouts. Students who left campus illegally were marked as truant and their parents notified. Ed Code provides appropriate discipline for this offense.
Mr. Schwartz, I just want to kindly interrupt and say, how long is your point to be made?
About that long, about another minute.
All right.
I have two communications to read. The first is from Kevin Hawkins, Assistant City Manager for Temecula. This is his repeat of a email he got from Riverside County Sheriff. I wanted to provide you an update on the Great Oak, Temecula, and Chaparral High School's peaceful walkout today. Students walked out as planned and were monitored by traffic units, motor units, school resource deputies, till their return to school grounds. No issues were identified and no calls for service were generated. This is the letter from Sheriff Bianco to the Temecula City Council and Mayor. Tomorrow, Friday, January 13th at 10:13 hours, students from Great Oak, TV, and Chaparral will have a peaceful walkout to protest the ban on CRT. Traffic units, motor units, and school resource deputies will monitor these walkouts. These schools conducted similar walkouts on December 1st. No issues were identified on the previous walkout and none were anticipated. So this idea that this special counsel is needed for safety, I don't understand it. I don't see any need for safety, and I don't see a from outside our district to come and talk about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All against?
No,
Oppose.
Opposed, okay. So, all in favor, Mr. Gonzalez, Ms. Wiersma, Dr. Komrosky, opposed, Mr. Schwartz, Ms. Barclay. The motion to approve the agenda passes. We'll move on to C, announcement of closed session items. In accordance with Government Code Section 54957.7, the board will meet in closed session for consideration of the items listed in Section F. D, public comments on closed section items. The governing board welcomes public comments. This is the time for closed session public comments. Any person wishing to provide a public comment to the board is required to attend the meeting. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes to a maximum total of 30 minutes per item for comments on closed session agenda item. Do we have anyone here for closed session public comments?
Yes, we do. We have one, so we're now going to cut out and go into closed.
Okay, we're now going to cut out and go into closed session.